I'm working on some projects. I might just stay here. I really like here. I lived here back in 2000, and I have a lot of friends in the business here, so I'm starting to get really comfortable and like it. I really love it here. I mean, put gambling aside. Other than that, everybody's really, really cool and nice and friendly. I find it affordable. Good
Really?
food everywhere,
Huh.
and collaborating with a lot of people. So I'm loving it. I'm really am enjoying it here. But I was in
Nice.
Texas. I was in Texas last year, and I've been now here for about just shy of a year now. Yep.
What do you
Matter of
think?
fact,
What do you
next.
think of Texas?
I'm sorry.
What do you think of Texas?
I was in Austin, Texas. So they have a
Right.
saying that keep it weird in Austin,
Right.
and it is very true. Let me give you an example when we say keep it weird in Austin. I actually was on a street corner downtown Austin where there was a man completely butt naked on a bicycle standing next to a guy in complete tuxedo, like not in a nice work suit, business suit, just having a conversation. Like
Yeah.
it was normal. It was like that's an example of how weird Austin can be. And it was nice. It was very nice. Food was good. I was really doing a lot of comedy, a tour around Texas, and I did some extra work on films, movies, TVs. I did all that there. TV show. It was fun.
Nice. I
Yeah, it
was
was.
I have another podcast and it's a fake radio show and I would do the same thing on Facebook and other platforms where I would cast people and algorithms are a trip because a couple times you do something they're like okay so I'd get a lot of Texans and you find out that Fort Worth, Dallas, Houston, there's a film scene, there's a comedy scene, not just the Joe Rogan bullshit, but there's all kinds of comedians and the whole entertainment scene. I was really surprised and impressed.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. Keep in mind, one of the biggest film festivals in the world is at South by Southwest, which is in Austin.
Right,
You know,
right.
I've been a part of South by Southwest, Austin Film Festival. I helped start the Georgetown Film Festival, which is about an hour north of Austin. So I helped put that
Okay.
together. That's a story in itself. If you want to
Yeah.
talk about that, I mean, starting a film festival, that is a story in itself. So I am open to talk about it. And like today, I released my first parody music video today. Are you there?
I would you say you're an entertainer, like a tent? You have a variety of talents.
Let's
You'd
say
say you
I would use the definition now of a content creator because I
okay.
wrote and directed a movie. Is on YouTube. Is I made it like a long time ago. I directed music videos. I've done stand up all across the country. I've been in improv groups, and I just feel that I'm a paid professional actor and comedian. So when
Yeah.
I say that to people, I mean, have I been in a blockbuster movie? No, but I still got paid as an actor doing A, B, C, and D. And I'm very happy what I've done. I had a TV show in Hawaii that lasted for 2 years. And this is prior
Wow.
to internet. So I really enjoy what I've done. And I believe that I put my family first and it prevented me from doing a lot of work. But I still found time every so often to do a project. So I mean, even doing comedy in comedy clubs across the country, that was a lot of fun. And I'm no longer married, but my wife at the time was very, very cool about it. Take time away from the family. She let me pursue that. So it's pretty cool.
That is very cool. I think that's great. When I first approached you, I was messing with you because I liked your name because it had a ring to it. I appreciate anybody that can live their life doing what they want and then they can still manage to have a family and their partner's cool with it and still be a grown up.
Well, kind of a grown up, but yes, I try to do just that.
Right.
And I do have other people. We'd love to do your show. Just to let you know that if you're interested,
Sure.
uh,
Yeah. Throw them my way. Bring them on
I'll
down.
do that.
I
I would
talk
be
to
happy to
anybody
do
and
that.
everybody.
Yeah, I love the concept of your show, so I'm looking forward to doing this. Are we doing it now? Are we recording? Are
We're
we?
on. We're on. This
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
conversation. Tony, thanks for coming on Conversation. Let me get this started so you're officially going. Hey, real quick, I want to get your opinion because you're a comedian. Did you see the
Yeah.
Kevin Hart roast Netflix?
No, okay. All right, I've seen bits and pieces of it. I have not watched it yet. I was going to probably watch it tonight, but I did see some clips of it, and I have no problem with roasting, okay? And as a
No, no.
comedian, I'm like this. I always believe this. If you can laugh at one thing, you should be able to laugh at everything. Don't be pick and pull. And the roast is it's meant to go at the guy, and they can handle it. Comics can handle a joke, you know.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have to.
you have to, you know. I make jokes. Like I've been married twice for 18 years. I would have been out of jail if I had committed murder.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, you know what I mean? Like so with that in mind, is that you just gotta be able to have fun with life. You just can't be serious. A comic can have thick skin. You
right,
can make a joke about anything about me, I will laugh. If it's funny, I'm gonna laugh. That's period. So I
right.
am gonna watch it. I heard that the Dave the Bradley what's his name? I'm not good at sports. Brady. What's his name? Brady last year was on the same roast and they tore him up and the audience
Tom
loved that
Brady, yeah.
one. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this one. I am gonna watch it. It's just, it'll probably be tonight. How would you think about it?
The only person that was funny, I thought, because he ripped into him was Cat Williams,
Yeah,
and
I did see some of Cat Williams stuff. I did.
he is the man. He is a comedian's comedian. What I like about him, and I've grown to appreciate him, and this era of just weird that we live, is he maintains, but he also adapts. He's a true comedian because everybody else is being mean, and I notice there's just sometimes some of these comedians is like I don't think they're very funny because they just come off mean and they do hack shit, like say racist
Right.
shit or phobic shit. I'm not saying you have to be totally clean, but there's no punchline. Some of these fuckers, it's like, yeah, you're black, and then I'm gonna say the N word, and then I'm gonna say
Mhm.
something about trans people and gay people, and you don't evolve. Cat Williams, he took it, and because of the world we live in, everybody's dirt. And you had Chelsea Handler, and Shane Gillis pointed this out. She's a Zionist, so she's got her own issues regarding
Mhm.
Israel. Then you had Shane Gillis. He was okay. Pete Davidson. Then you had Tony Hitchcliffe, who reminds me of Bill Maher, where he's very pompous. He's not ever funny. He just punched down.
Yeah,
So that's my
I
opinion. I don't know. It's just
I went
comedy,
out
though.
for Kill Tony because it's filmed in Austin,
Right,
and I went out one time, and it is a scene in itself. Now,
right,
those who know Austin is on 6th Street, right? That's like Party Street. All the youngins go there. Everybody goes there. But just imagine for about 3 hours, there's 400 comics in one little block of area.
right,
I mean, they're all there, and I haven't seen you in forever, and it's amazing, and it is a cattle call, and, in my line of work, I wasn't available to go every Monday, because I worked, I had a job, I had a family, so I couldn't commit to that, but those were my friends who were able to go every Friday. They made it every Monday, they made it on the show. There's a good friend of mine who's been on there twice named Aldo Caldo, and he did really well on that show, and it's amazing, just like I was surprised he got on there. A lot of people there's people here in Las Vegas, they all know the show, they all know it. So, I'm fine with it. I mean, I don't know if I can ever do that because they can really he can be very, very brutal. If you do a bad set, they're gonna let you know you did a bad
right.
set, but here's the thing, if George Carlin once said this, he goes, "You can do a show on Friday and be perfect and get laughs and just kill, and then you do the same set on Saturday, beat by beat, everything, and completely bomb." It's all about your audience. It can happen.
Right.
So you gotta learn how to read the room, and sometimes you just have a bad audience. Like everybody just got off a bus from a funeral and went to your show. I mean, it can
Right.
happen. So with that in mind, comics are always on watch. I did a show in Raleigh, Durham. It was a night I forgot the name of the club, but I have this closer bit that has always killed, right? And I'm just got comfortable with it. I know I'm back my mind, and it completely bombed in Raleigh, Durham, and I couldn't understand it. I said the joke correctly. I've said it so many times, but for this particular audience, they didn't get it. They didn't like it. I was a
Right.
coupon joke. Maybe there is a coupon capital of the world, and they're offended by that. Who knows? But the thing is that every time you never know with your audience if it's gonna work or not. That's the beauty of comedy, and I love it.
Yeah.
As a comic, I love making people laugh, just for 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes, I'm making them laugh. They're not thinking about their problems.
Right.
So for me to do that, I'm happy. I did one show in Denver, Colorado. These two girls were crying, laughing. And after the show, they took pictures, and I said, "Are you okay? Why are you crying?" I said, "She had a real bad week, you know, and the whole time she forgot about her issue. Then she just had a good time, and that made me feel really good. I mean, and that's why I do that. I mean, I've been doing that for my entire life. I mean, my first commercial was at age 7.
Oh, wow.
That's my first. Yeah, so I did my first commercial for Pop Rocks in
Really?
1970. Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, how old are you?
I just turned 56 last month, so 56
Okay.
years old.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Where
but I think I'm
where
spirit.
where were you when you did commercials when you were a kid?
I did it in San Francisco. It
Oh,
was in
okay.
San Francisco. Like right now, I have. If you can tell, I have like a little bit of beard 'cause I'm between gigs. I take my beard off for a movie that I did an extra in called Marks that just finished shooting like 2 weeks ago, and that's an experience in itself because I'm so spoiled in Austin because you have like Paramount Pictures, Warner Brothers, Lifetime Network doing movies, so I'm used to a certain
Wow.
uh, service, and it was like, "Here's your break. Here you go. Sit in this room and there's some bag of chips and wait till we
Right.
call you on set." So it was a low
Wow.
budget movie, and I was like, "You know what? I'm not used to this. Where is the AC?"
Right.
You didn't even they didn't have AC.
Right. You're like, "Hey, you want
But
water? That's $5." It's like, "What?"
yes, 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 yes. But it was pretty neat though because now I have a talent agent here in Las Vegas that I'll start doing more work. Like I said, I've been back
Right.
in Vegas now for a year now, and just now getting back into doing the comedy scene and the acting, which I love to do. And just like I said earlier, I just released my first parody music video today. That I'll send you information out to put it
Yeah.
out there. But
Pitch everything
um,
you want. I'm all about it. Whatever. Promote
yeah,
as much as you want, whatever you want.
I had fun making it because I know a lot of people have different opinions about AI, and I looked at it as this: still a tool because all the information I put into it, AI just sculpted it, and there you
Right.
go. It wasn't like, say, make me music video and then boom, there it goes. I still had to input information in it, correct it, prompt it
Right.
to
I learned that, I'm not a script writer, but I needed
okay.
it for my other podcast. I appreciate it just for the fact that, like you said, you have to be super detailed and to give it tell it exactly what you want because it'll just feed you shit because it's not humans. Okay, and research is everything you're talking about, but it does help. It's anything. If you use it for good, it's a great tool. But of course, we're humans, so we don't do that initially. We do the worst thing with it. I have mixed feelings about some of the stuff. I used it for my scripts and for pictures, and I liked it. It just depends.
It is a tool, I'll use as an example. I had my ex-mother-in-law actually said this. She goes, "I don't like going to restaurants because I can make the same dishes at home." And I'm like, "Well, the whole point of going out is to, try some of the different version of it, you're a different cook." And I look at AI as just that, as a different
Yeah.
cook. I'm still given the ingredients, I'm still putting stuff into it and to make it something unique and different, and sometimes I never thought of it that way, but let me make
Right.
a little change to it. And
Right.
then that's pretty much what it is. Because, yeah, you can tell AI, you say, make me a book. And then based on all the information it
Right.
gathered, it'll take the most common information. Here's your book. And
Right.
be something that you never even thought of because you put no thought in it.
Right.
So, that's how it goes there. And like, I wrote a bunch of short stories. I wrote a horror movie called The Walk with Darkness, and that movie is on YouTube. And I wish AI was around back that time because it would have caught a lot of plot holes I had in that movie. But the thing is, it was still interesting to do. I mean, I enjoy entertaining people. When you ask me, do I see myself as a writer or a comic? I use the word now content creator because pretty much that's what we do now.
Right.
If it's either like a podcast or doing a video or doing stand up, you're still creating content. I think that is a very universal language that everybody uses now.
Right.
So when you hear that, What does that mean? Well, I do this, I do that. You're not
Right.
labeling yourself. Before content creator, I used to call myself an artistic director because I directed my artistic work. But I like using content creator now. I'm not an influencer. I'll go to restaurants try and get free food just because I'm gonna put your plate on the on. I don't want to do that,
Right.
but I do want to put out my type of humor, my type of storytelling, and I'm not like a physical artist. Like, I want to get clay and make a model. I don't
Right.
do that. I'm more like words, visuals, and that kind of things, and talking to people. I do love talking to people,
Me too.
and I'm a huge movie buff. You know, and I wish there were some TV shows or some game shows on movie trivia. God, I'll kill. I really,
Right.
really love movies.
I'm like that with music, especially hip hop, heavy metal, and punk rock. My wife would be like, if there was a game show specifically for that, we'd be hooked up. I'd just be
Yeah.
like, yeah, Iron
You'll
Maiden. Oh
kill at
yeah,
that.
yeah.
See, I'm okay. I'm gonna admit, I'm so jealous of you with music, okay? Because here's my problem. When I was a teen in the '80s, I didn't allow myself to listen to hard rock or like say Depeche Mode. I was just listening to Prince music, okay?
Well,
And
I mean, that in itself, though, you're talking about the time. I love
yes,
all that shit,
yes,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm upset with Morris Day right now. I'm upset with him right now, and I'm gonna share
Why?
this with you. I'm gonna share a story with you. Okay,
All right.
so all right, I was living in Austin when this happened. So I wanted to say about 5 years ago. All right, I think it was after the pandemic, and Morris Day was coming to Austin, Texas, to do a show. All right, and very rarely did I have opportunity to buy like the VIP ticket. Got real good seat and meet and greet.
Nice.
Right, I was excited until 3 days or maybe a week before the concert, they canceled it.
Oh, what the
All
fuck?
right. Yeah. Okay. So let's go back now a year. A year. I don't mind sharing this information with you. I had open heart surgery last
Oh,
July.
wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And so I was just sitting there in the hospital, mind my own business. I was thinking about the time. I said, you know what? This is Las Vegas. They should be coming here. Maybe they'll be here in a couple of weeks or something. I'll buy tickets, go see it. I go online and they're in concert that Saturday. There's no way I can go, and they're at a ho and
Right.
they're at the Westgate, hotel, which I can see from my room.
Why do you kill yourself like that, dude? You were in a position where you couldn't. I mean, I had a heart attack, so I understand the rehab situation. And that's just torturous. You're like, I want to go, but I can't.
I can't go. There's no way. I'm so upset. So then this, about a month ago, they were coming back to Las Vegas, right?
Nice.
And I scored 3rd row tickets. You know where this is going. 3rd row tickets, center, dead center. I'm excited. The concert's going to be next Saturday, and last week they canceled that show. Morris Day must have a thing for me. He goes, I don't want Tony to see my
Right.
show. That's what he does.
Right. I know. And I want to say mostly all the members are still alive. Holy shit. I love the time. I grew up on the time. I was
Mhm.
ice cream castles and, all that.
Yeah,
I
all that
mean,
stuff. Cape Can, yeah, all that. But
um,
you're going back to
yeah,
what you're saying.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
Going
good.
back to what you're saying. I never really, because outside the Minneapolis sound, I didn't allow myself to listen to any other music. But
That's
now
wild.
But now I do. I mean, I got the 8 on 80s, for example, on XM, but what I really like is why did I allow myself to limit myself? I mean, Van Halen, I didn't know how much I love Van
Really?
Halen.
That's all
Yeah.
I was into. I tell people dad was never around, so my role models growing up were David Lee Roth and Prince because so they're flamboyant and eccentric and all that. That was the thing in the 80s was flamboyant men were the sexiest to women and dudes. You had the 80s groups, Boy George, but those two guys. So my backstory is my godmother is Michael Anthony, the bass player to Van Halen's aunt.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I grew up hearing stories about David Lee Roth. I'm from Monrovia, and Van Halen, they're from Pasadena, which is
Mm.
2 towns over. Pasadena's a bigger suburb. I lived by the mountains, right? There was a mural And I thought this was in every city because Van Halen is the biggest rock band ever that had their logo and said Van
Yes.
Halen country. I grew up, all my friends' moms were like, yeah, David Lee Roth used to hit on me. He was so
Mhm.
hot. My godmother was telling my mom, which she never allowed me to go to shows. She's like, "Yeah, there's people doing cocaine, getting high, and all this stuff." So she killed it for my mom because my mom's like Irish Catholic. No way you're going to shows. She'd read my magazine. So it's funny. So I grew up, I was like all about hard rock, LA, and then I get older and I discover like other music. And I've gone back and I try to listen to everything and from that era and but I know what you're saying. I'm doing that with movies right now. I'm trying to
Mhm.
watch everything from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 50s,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
exploitation films and
Mhm.
I like Russ Myers and
Okay.
just but I'm rambling, but I get what you're
No,
saying because I just was like, where was I? There was like punk rock was going on, and like I was like, oh, those are weird kids with like spiked hair, and the heavy metal guys were, I liked hard rock, but the heavy
like
metal
Guns N'
dudes,
Roses. Who else?
right? Guns
What's
N'
up?
Roses, Faster Pussycat, like Tesla, Motley Crue, like all those
Motley
guys,
Crue. Mhm.
Rat, all of it, like anything. But yeah, that was my dream. I literally wanted to be David Lee Roth because of the sex appeal, and then I wanted to be talented like Eddie Van Halen. Like I wanted to,
I
so
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the entertainment business, and I always feel that musicians are able to hear colors. That's how I describe a musician.
that's a thing. And Eddie Van Halen, I learned that from Eddie Van Halen. Like I'd read his shit, and that's a thing. And I forgot the term, but yeah, you're hearing colors. And he described the brown sound. That's what he
Mhm.
heard. That's what he's thinking. So it's funny you say that because nobody talks about that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, and that's the thing. I always appreciate it, and, 'cause I'm a big movie buff. I mean, I've been watching movies since I was a kid, and I'm so bad at it, I can tell you the theater I saw it in,
nice.
you know? And, like, I love sharing this story. I'm a big Star Wars fan. Those who know me, they know I'm a Star Wars fan. My brother got married the weekend that, the Return of the Jedi came out. I wanted
Damn.
to leave the wedding I wanted to leave the wedding
Wow.
to go see Star Wars. I'm like, "Okay, okay, okay. Congratulations. May I
Right,
go
right,
now?"
right. I have priorities. Okay, I love you, but dude, I'm out of
Yes.
here.
There's like I don't know why was it this weekend of all weekends? Why
Right.
this weekend? Yeah, and I love the fact that when you go to a movie, I'm always immersed in it, you know. And after I see the movie, I become like the director, writer, how they put it together, how these shots were
Right.
made. But I'm able to just take this moment and enjoy it. Um, my all time favorite movie ever, and before I saw this movie, I didn't want to see it because I was going through a phase. I don't see war movies. It looks stupid. It looks old. I don't want to see it. And this movie was called Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I mean, come on. All right, for real. I mean, the dude melting Nazis. How could you beat that?
Yeah, and it blew my mind. It's still my all-time favorite movie, but at the time, I didn't want to see it.
Wow.
But it goes to, and I love saying this every time I do a film festival and talk to a group of people. I go, when you walk in this theater, do you think this is going to be your next favorite movie all time,
Huh.
or do you think this is going to be the worst movie you ever see? You go in there with you're just hoping it's going to be decent, but you never know. This might be your next favorite movie. And that's the whole thing about what the whole movie experience is. You just take one moment and just put everything aside and just go on an adventure. It could be a love story, it could be a horror movie, it could be a documentary, something like Schindler's List. Let me just give
Right.
you an example of you're taking out of your world into something different, and films allow you to do that. Yeah, you get across some dumb movies, but never so often you come across a movie such as Return of the Living Dead. Have you seen that movie?
You know what? I've only seen the newer ones. I haven't seen the original. Was it the Dawn of the Dead? Is the first one
The
or
the first one was Night of the Living
Night
Dead.
of the Living Dead?
Then George Romero made 1978 Dawn of the Dead,
Right.
And then I think 84 came Day of the no, 85 came Day of the Dead. But that same year,
Right.
Dan O'Brien, who wrote Alien, he co-wrote with one of the people who worked with George Romero on the Night of the Living Dead and made the comedy Return of the Living Dead, which is one of my favorite zombie movies. Because my first movie I ever made was a zombie movie, and I believe this inspired me to make it.
Yeah.
It's a funny movie. But I have not seen Return of the Living Dead. It's an
I'm
old
gonna
80s
have to.
movie. It is funny, horror, and the zombies are incredible in the movie. They have lines in the movie that just to this day I still repeat. So I would love for you to see it and let me know what you
I
think about that
should.
movie.
I
You're
should.
gonna
I recently, past couple of years, for some reason, I've just gotten more into horror. I think
mhm,
that right now, horror, out of all the genres, it is expanded on so
mhm,
many levels. There's comedy, it's just expanded to, I love monster movies. I grew up watching on Sundays Elvira, Mistress of the
mhm,
Europe, America, everything. I've gone back and looked for movies. I was a latchkey kid. I watched a lot of movies, TV when I was a kid. So I get this itch. What does that look like now? Then I'll go back. And it's funny. What I like about movies is watching the initial actors, then I'm looking in the background and I'm looking at all the details, the
mhm,
costumes, the location, all that. I'll be looking at that. So I get it. There's nothing like watching it in a theater. I watch it at home. I get distracted. I get
mhm.
up. And so in a theater, you're immersed into this thing. I've always liked that. I'm glad they never went away. I love going to movies. I don't care. My wife and that's our thing. We live up here. It's what do we do? Go to the movies.
Yeah. So what's your favorite horror movie? What's your favorite horror movie of all time?
I'd have to say it's a cross between Evil Dead 2 and probably Friday the 13th Part 3 or the
The
whole
3D
Friday the 13th.
one? The
No, okay.
3D?
No, I take it back. Part 5.
Okay. All right. I love the Evil Dead movies, and I'd love to share a story with you. So before Army of Darkness came out in theaters, I haven't seen any of the Evil Dead movies, so I actually rented both Part 1 and Part 2. And I was like, there it seemed like it's a remake of
Right.
Part
He got more money.
1.
He's like, "All right, we're gonna do it. I got more money. Let's do it."
Yeah.
I love it.
And
I
I
love
think
it.
I love Army of Darkness. I love that movie. I still love that movie. It's awesome. My favorite horror movie of all time is John Carpenter's The Thing. That movie, what I love about that movie, they still talk about today. That movie's still
Oh
talked
yeah.
about today.
Right. Yeah.
And it's an incredible movie because the one thing that I love about it is that the main character is fear,
Yeah.
you know? And I love that about that movie because you can watch it and like I stick with one character and try and guess when they became the thing or what would I would have done in that situation, you know? And I don't know till this day I have different scenarios what I would do.
Right.
And I think a good horror movie can do that. American Werewolf in London. And I know audience,
Classic.
I'm talking old
Classic,
movies.
dude. Come on.
That, you know, I love the classic movies. I mean, recently I saw last year's Final Destination Bloodlines. I thought that was a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
I like that. That was decent. I'm gonna go see that movie Obsession. Everybody's saying that's a decent horror movie. And I saw Weapons. That was really cool. That
Oh,
was
I
last
was
year.
blown away. The woman who played the auntie, how they did
And Amy Amy Madigan, I think. I might be wrong with
right.
the last name, but
She
she looks incredible.
I mean, the makeup was great. I like her. She was in Fear the Walking Dead, the show, right? Did you see that?
She was on Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah. And she was
Yeah,
one
I
of the
didn't
main
really
characters.
yeah. I didn't watch Fear the Walk. I did watch the original one because I read the comic book. I read the book, and I bailed on that show when they killed Carl's character,
Really?
which I know he was going to school, whatever reason, but it killed me because he was the main part of the Whisperers storyline, which
Huh.
was just getting into it. And then they killed him off, and they changed a lot of stuff of the Whisperer. I didn't want to see it.
Yeah.
But I did love the first 3 years of the Walking Dead because I read the comic book and I love the changes they did for the TV series. And I was on board every year and up to the part with Carl. But I didn't watch the Fear of the Walking Dead. I think I watched maybe the first couple episodes. I just couldn't get into it, and I didn't
Right.
follow through. But
So
I didn't know she was on there.
She's great. She's been around for a while. She's a seasoned actor. She's paid her dues. I think Weapons was her big movie. She was the star.
Yeah.
I didn't, at first I didn't recognize her and I really looked and I was like, oh my God. I told my wife that the story's great. It's
Mhm.
just nuts, enough gruesomeness. Then the way they explained everybody's character's situation, I thought that was interesting. It was a horror movie, but let's talk about these characters and what leads up to this. It was great. I liked it.
I remember her first movie that I remember her in was Streets of Rage. She was in Field of Dreams, and they're going to make a prequel to her character.
Yeah.
And yeah, 'cause the same director, he's doing Resident Evil, which comes out this November or this October. Talked about how they're going to make that a prequel with her, which I'm fine with. I'll go check it out. I'll be down with that.
Well, they totally explained it. They totally broke it down
Mm,
before she went to her niece and nephew's place.
yeah, yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. Far as so are you big on like wait far as movies this year? What are you waiting for to come out this year? What are you waiting to see?
I'm just waiting for the Marvel movies to come out. I'm a Marvel guy. I don't care. I like all of them. I grew up in comic books.
I've I know a little bit about the Doomsday movie.
Yeah.
I talked to a gentleman who read the script of Doomsday, and he told me something interesting about the beginning, because the beginning is gonna blow your mind. I don't wanna spoil it for you, but I can promise you
I don't care.
this. You don't want okay. Alright, so here's what they do. So when they make a script to a movie, like something like this big, they want a lot of secrets go out. So there'll be like 4 versions of the script, like say page
Oh,
1A and page 1B. You know what I'm trying to say? So they have different versions of the script and they shoot that. And one of the versions that they shot that I'm heard is going to be in the beginning, and this is, there's no secret, those in the business know, is that it's going to start with Wolverine and Deadpool.
oh, nice.
And it's gonna have to do with the Void, because the Void, if you know Secret Wars, Battle Planet might be the Void.
Right,
That's where I think it's going.
right.
But, you know, I'm sorry to hate me if you do, but if it
No.
comes out to be true, I'm sorry, guys, but I just want no,
Oh,
I thought that was interesting.
I'm
I thought
already
that was
over.
interesting.
I don't care. After a while, when Infinity War and all that shit came out, I watched everything. I'd watch all the dorks and they have their own insight, blah blah blah. And a lot of times, their predictions aren't true, or Disney got this thing where they just would give a little here and
Mhm,
there, or just
mhm,
bullshit, just to oh yeah, and it's so. I get it, but I'm over it. I took a break. I'm just waiting for
mhm.
it to come out and enjoy it. Spider-Man 2, I'm waiting for that because I thought, cool, it's gonna be the Hulk, Punisher, and Spider-Man. That's how the comic books are. They all hang, man.
Yes.
How random.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's everywhere. He's like this nice little guy, this nice little white dude from the suburbs, and he's immersed with like the Punisher and Deadpool. Take care. Be safe.